My guiding quote, and I've used it when I used it when I left my work roles both times. Once to step into sort of a remote consulting role, and now when I've left work completely, full-time work. The quote is from Francis Chan, and he said, "Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of being successful at things that don't really matter in life." And it's really a big impact because it stretches us. Think about those things, do things that matter. And for me, it's really, really hard, to do that, what I just said, that quote. It's not easy. It's extremely hard to not be afraid of failing at something and to try to do things that you know will have longer term value, or maybe different from what all of culture and the world tells us is the right thing to do. To take that step out and do something contrary, really, to what most of the world says we should do.
We've kind of talked about
your
this.
Legacy, your
yeah,
Ford
and it's kind of funny, but
I like it.
one thing at Ford is that I love to go to the coffee shop. I love to drink coffee, and so it's like I go in, I order my black coffee with room for cream. So it's kind of like I want it to be when you hear AJ, it's like, oh, get a plain coffee with room for cream and find somebody to sit down and talk to. Because that's kind of who I am. And when I go to Ford, I love doing that. I love spending time with my family, but I love just sitting down and having those one-to-one conversations.
I guess I want my personal legacy to be, I think mine has to do a lot with almost like volunteering and stuff, giving my time, giving what God gave me as a talent back to somebody else. I try to volunteer as much as I can, giving back, carpenter by trade, what he gave me that I can pass on. So being introduced to Ford and the staff has meant a lot, because I could say the day that I leave after I'm done volunteering up there, I want to just turn around at the end of Spider Lake Road and come right back. Hopefully the legacy lives on of not, just not Ford and everything, but all the volunteer work that I've done. And I hope my kids continue that.
I'd like our legacy to be that, we always love God. We look to Him for support and direction. That we, helped others whenever we could. We always loved everybody, and that we had fun together.
Yeah, when I think about some of the words that come to mind for our family in terms of, mission and values for our family. We sat down a few years ago with our kids and we put 30 or 40 different core values on the table and said, let's pick 4 or 5 of these. What are the core values for our family? And then asked the kids to go away and find a Bible verse for each of those core values. And we had things like love and serve and give generously. But the one that sticks out to me is adventure. And so, our family mission statement was pursuing, Christ-minded adventure, right? As we live and give generously. And I'm making a meal out of our mission statement. But our family was really around this area of adventure. And, our son's studying university in Australia. Our daughter wants to go to Fort often and do the hikes and lab and AO and the youth camps and serve and what have you, at Fort, and maybe go out of state for college. My wife and I have left our families and come to this new place where God's planted us. And we just love adventuring and seeing, how does the Lord going to order our steps, so to speak, and take us on that adventure. So my one word would just be adventure.